This is Pilot News, covering Principia College and beyond. On campus, off campus, news that affects our Principia community. Campus news. Sports. People. Events. We go where the news is, bringing you fair and full coverage. From the Templin TV studio, this is your Pilot News.
Hello, and welcome to the first ever live broadcast of PC News. Except if you're viewing this on Friday, in which case you're seeing a taped replay. I'm Jessie Sanders alongside David Bates. Kayla Gillum has sports. Here are this week's top stories.
You may have noticed a lot of ruckus during the night on Thursday of 6th week. There was a dastardly crime on campus. Well, not exactly. It's all part of Professor Billy Miller's criminology class. Throughout the quarter, students in the course have been studying about the complicated process behind criminal trials. The class recently put the learning into action during a week-and-a-half simulation known as Moot Court.
All rise.
A crime has occurred at Principia, and 2 students are being put on trial for it. However, this is only a simulation, not real life. But students like prosecuting attorney Corey Sprague are still getting real-life experience in what goes on once a crime has been committed.
It's been a really great experience, just learning what it's like to be a lawyer and everything, and they have to go through a lot of work, and you just are trying to find like what the evidence is and what's really going on, and then deciphering that.
Teaching assistants Rebecca Pinter and Katie Wallingford have overseen the crime simulation from the beginning. They had final say on what students would play each role and designed the premise of the scenario.
The president's daughter, named Hez Moffett, hired some people to kidnap her for a ransom, and then also to steal a really valuable science and health for money also.
Trial simulations aren't anything new for student Jackie Pappas. She acted on the defense team for this class, but has participated in similar mock trials in high school.
You know, you have to be composed, and so it was a really good opportunity for people to understand that, because movies don't really portray all those elements. So this was step by step of a trial.
The bottom line is that Wallingford and Pinter want students in the class to take with them a better understanding of the American justice system.
As citizens, we're constantly conflicted with issues about whether our taxes should go to prisons or whether they shouldn't, the idea of whether or not community should be alerted that sexual deviants have been released from prison. We always hear about these issues in the press.
The trial finished up Monday with some closing arguments. Then on Tuesday, the class got together to discuss what went well and not so well with the trial itself. All the while, these students are learning the benefits and the flaws within the American judicial system. This is David Bates for Pilot News.
It's a largely hidden virtue on campus, student volunteer work. Hidden because much of it happens off campus, at Pere Marquette in Jerseyville or Alton. That's where our Christy Coddington went with a group of student volunteers who helped paint a Salvation Army shelter.
With the month of November already upon us and Thanksgiving coming up soon, we are all thinking more about giving and how we can show our appreciation for the community we live in. I had the chance to follow Robert Penniman, the community service faculty leader, and a group of 3 students to the Salvation Army Women and Children's Center in Alton.
The students are able to interact with the families here. We're in the painting in the Women and Children's section right now.
As they were painting away, Jasmine Haley and Brittany Bogat shared a little about their community service experience.
For free weekends, we have repainted. I think it's an off white blue color.
This is the first time I've ever done any community service at Prin. Yeah, this is my 3rd time to come
to the homeless shelter?
I really have enjoyed this.
Well, we have about usually 7 to 10 programs we offer each quarter. This quarter we have about 8 activities for students. Well, we always look forward to having as many students that would like to participate.
Community service is thriving here at Principia College with over 40 students helping out in 8 different locations. And as you can see here at the Women's and Children's Center in Alton, we are having fun and being helpful. This has been Christy Coddington with PCTV News.
5 Christian Science Monitor staffers were on the Upper School campus this past weekend for Monitor Night Live. It was the first time the event was held in St. Louis. Overall, this is the 8th year for Monitor Night Live, which was started as a way to build a bridge between the newspaper and the print community. Prior to the event, Editor-in-Chief Richard Bergenheim, White House correspondent Gail Russell-Chaddock, and international correspondent Scott Baldoff made a stop in Elsa. They had dinner with students from the Pilot newspaper. The students had a chance to ask questions about topics in the news, working at the Monitor, and internships. Bergenheim, who is a Christian Science teacher, graduated from Prynne in 1970. He was appointed editor-in-chief of the Monitor in May. Since that time, he has redesigned the front page and added a special weekend section.
There's a place few Principians know about, a rich and fertile land tucked away in a far corner of the globe. But one teacher and student decided to change that and inform the community about a place close to their hearts. It's a land of diverse ethnicity, languages, and religions. It is the home to nearly 4.3 million people. The place is Moldova. So where is Moldova? Is it a country? Yes, in fact, Moldova is a 2,000-year-old country located in southeastern Europe. A week ago, Professor John Williams, along with Moldova native Paulina DeBryan, gave the campus an educational and entertaining presentation about the country, in memory of Professor Williams' wife. Moldova was once a part of Romania and was incorporated into the Soviet Union at the close of World War II. Moldova gained its independence in 1991. It is the poorest nation in Europe and the first former Soviet state to elect a communist as its president. Although Moldova is off the beaten track, many ancient castles, museums, and historic convents fill the tiny country, making it a great stop for adventurous tourists.
Have you ever wondered why nearly every magazine you walk by portrays a stereotypical image of a beautiful woman or man? Or why so many advertisements on television promote a certain type of look that seems unattainable? People everywhere, especially youths, struggle with how they look because of these media images. Does that include students at Principia? Are they falling into the same trap? Jesse looked for some answers at Howard House.
A Principia club known as Power held a talk on body image a week ago in the Howard House living room as a result to the reoccurring need to address how individuals are viewing their bodies and how to handle the stereotypical fears that go along with being either a male or female. Power member Rebecca Ainsworth said,
"Our generation has kind of grown up with the idea that the media isn't to be trusted and that not everybody looks like a model, and it's so overplayed that it's become cliche, but we still have massive amounts of media flashing at us every day that we have to deal with, and people still have massive body issues. I mean, I'm a women's studies major. I'm surrounded by women's lib all the time, and yet I still go through massive periods of low self-esteem and body issues. And it's like, if I'm doing it, other people are too.
And like Rebecca said, issues with body image are not something that only females struggle with. Studies show that many males deal with the same problems. But the only difference is that the media tends to showcase women and how women should really look and act more often than men. Freshman Jules Dean is aware of how body image consumes many of his friends because of the media, but he still doesn't understand why girls are so hard on the way they look.
The whole point of it is, it's about the inside, not the outside.
According to a study conducted by the American Psychiatric Society, a shocking 80% of women are dissatisfied with their bodies. And in the United States, 10% of women are suffering from forms of eating disorders. We ask ourselves, how can we lower these numbers and start loving our bodies? An expert from bodylove.com suggests the 3 A's. The first, attention, refers to listening to and responding to internal clues. Second, appreciation, refers to appreciating the pleasures your body can provide. And third, acceptance, refers to accepting what is instead of longing for what is not.
So I just was trying to talk about how we can make body issues applicable to our everyday lives, and how we can figure out ways to really deal with the issue as opposed to just kind of sweeping it under the carpet.
Both Jules and Rebecca say that through the love and support of the Principia community, hopefully students struggling with body image can change the wrong perceptions that they're focusing on. It's really no wonder that issues like body image and other related issues are such a hot topic among young men and women. We live amongst a society where the perfect body seems virtually unattainable. But hopefully with support groups like POWER, these types of issues can eventually diminish among the Principia community. For Pilot News, this has been Jessie Sanders. Dining Services has a lot on their plate. Staffing 3 meals a day, 7 days a week is no easy task. And they're always trying to find new meals to prepare and serve. But now they're trying to find something else. Their plates. Actually, it's everything. Plates, cups, bowls, spoons, forks, knives. Somewhere between the scramble room and the dish room conveyor belt, the eating utensils are being hijacked to dorm rooms, the pub patio, and places unknown. The problem has gotten so bad that Dining Services is having to purchase replacements. For instance, 100 new salad bowls. Some houses are trying to help. Brooks House came up with an innovative solution. They put a dining room utensil box in their kitchen so that girls have a place to drop off wayward cutlery and dishes. The items are then returned. Dining Services ask for everyone's help in reining in the problem. Kayla Gillum has joined us with a sports report. There's football and volleyball news and a special report on the dance team. Kayla?
Thanks, Jessie. After a tough campaign, the Prin football Panthers ended their season on a high note. The squad beat Trinity Bible College 43-7 last Friday at the Humphrey Metrodome in Minneapolis. The women's volleyball team is also meeting with success. They beat Blackburn and Maryville recently, and the win over Maryville earned them the last berth in the SLIAC postseason tournament. Women's soccer is also joining the postseason parade. With a late season win, they too made it into conference playoffs. The Principia College dance team season is traditionally winter quarter. They perform at all home basketball games, so the dance studio at Maury Fieldhouse is typically quiet this time of year. The place is rocking this fall. What gives? I went over and checked it out.
The dance team has stepped up their program this year. The girls now receive credit hours for their efforts. They also began training this fall instead of waiting until winter quarter, and they are choreographing all of their own dances.
We're also trying to kind of change the vibe that dance team has on campus. It's always been known as just kind of this club for anybody and anyone who wants to come and dance.
The team is open to anyone willing to put in the grueling hours necessary to make the synchronized team effort. The team's traditional season is winter, but they're getting a jump start on things this fall. Their goal is to build team unity and get into physical and mental shape now, rather than cram conditioning into the first few weeks of the winter quarter.
We really wanted to take this quarter to do yoga, to go on runs, spend some time at the gym, stretching, and do a lot of team building activities that would help us come together as a dance team in our actual season in the winter.
There are other changes too. The dance team has stopped using palms, and they'll perform a variety of different dance styles. You'll see some funk, and some hip-hop music will be involved with their dances. Also, for the first time, instead of relying on instructors for choreographing, the two captains will do it all themselves.
Usually captains do put some of their own choreography into the dance, but we are doing all of it.
The girls hope their performances at the men's and women's basketball games will reflect the hard work and dedication they're bringing to their practices.
As you can see, the girls here are working hard, not only dancing, but also doing yoga. We look forward to their performances next quarter at the basketball games. This is Kayla Gillum for PC News.
It was a frightful weekend just passed here on the Prin College campus. All around were monsters, goblins, ghosts, witches, and that was just the faculty. Just kidding. It was Halloween. Not too many of us go trick-or-treating anymore, but there were plenty of other on-campus activities. The Halloween weekend kicked off on Friday night with the quarterly Brooks House Club Chow dance party. Students put on their best Halloween outfits and danced the night away in the basement of Brooks. On Saturday night, it was time for Transylvania Treats, Howard House's annual talent show. Students from all across the campus displayed their talent in the Howard living room. Students sang, performed with their bands, soloed on the xylophone, and trickled the ivories. This year's performances were anything but scary. They'll be tough to beat next Halloween.
A mysterious sign has appeared around campus, leaving students and administration confused. What is the purpose or meaning behind them? The first signs appeared around campus as table tents during the first week of school. Later, big posters were placed in different houses on campus. Resident counselors were asked to remove the signs because the administration had no pre-approval and no idea who was putting them up or why. Joe McNabb's Jen Buchanan says the topic came up at the House meeting and rumors were flying. And student leader Bart Chapin says it's been a subject of discussion at student government meetings.
A friend of mine got a letter in the mail that said that, would you like to become a member of a secret organization on campus, which had the symbol on the cover of the letter.
Some rumors I've heard have been, one, that it's some sort of cult on campus, you know, just other rumors about different groups of people, and I won't name any names.
Are they Principia's version of crop circles? No one is suggesting alien origin, but if you have any ideas, let us know here at PC News.
So interesting. No one knows what they are?
Yeah, the signs just all of a sudden started appearing on campus and for no apparent reason.
That's really bizarre.
Yeah.
Hopefully they figure it out soon.
Yeah, seriously.
That's all for today. We're going to leave you with some video of the Prin campus in all of its fall glory. For David Bates, Kayla Gillum, and the rest of the PCTV News team, this is Jessie Sanders inviting you to join us next quarter for another edition of Pilot News. Good day, everyone.